What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, and I am coming at you from Centennial, Colorado. I have my shades on right now, not because it's bright, but I don't know if my allergies are getting to me or what, but my left eye is super itchy and it's red right now. I don't know if it's because, behind my house, I got this green space back here, and they got those like little cattail things that are back there. Something like that. I don't know if that's what it is or what, but figured I'd just throw on my shades right now. So decided to come back to the house for a couple days. We've been super busy. I mean, we did like a little over 5,600 miles last week, and I had been begging for a break just because of the way these loads have been going. Sleep has not been all that good. So we had delivered a load in right outside of Louisville, Kentucky, and I'd sent a message to my fleet manager saying, "Hey, sit me down, just so I can get a break." I mean, a 34 would be good, but we had some big recaps coming, so didn't necessarily need to do that. But I just needed at least one good day to kind of rest and relax. Possibly take an entire 34 and then, hit the road again. Well, right as I'd sent that load, he said, "Hey, man, I got this load for you. Do you want to run it?" So I took a look at the load. Load was coming through to Aurora, Colorado, about 13 miles from the Denver yard, about 12 miles from my house. So I figured, you know what, let's run that, and then I'll take me a little break when I'm done delivering the load. Now listen, I've had multiple people, or I've teamed with multiple people, right? My trainer Devion, I was on his truck from April to November. I got a guy named Leonard on my truck. He stayed on my truck from like June to October. My first student, he was a orphan student. Him and his first trainer weren't getting along, so he came on my truck. We ended up doing about 30,000 miles. I had my next student, we did 30,000 miles. Just got Eric, he just upgraded. We did a little bit over 30,000 miles, and now I'm with Juwan, and we did right around 6,500 miles. Of all these people that I've teamed with, only 2 of them have not come to my house. Leonard didn't come to my house because we never had a load that came through Denver, and Eric never came to my house for the same reason. Other than that, everybody else has came over to my house. So when I was rolling through, or when I knew we were rolling through to Denver, I was like, "Hey man, we're gonna be stopping through Denver. I'm gonna take a couple days off. You can come over to the house, do all that stuff." And he felt like he was going to be in imposition. So if you happen to see him at the Denver yard and he acts like I abandoned him or anything like that, if you see him up at the yard, I did not abandon him at the yard. As a matter of fact, I told him, "You can come on over to the house. I got a guest bedroom." Because he was saying, "Well, if we just stop at the Denver yard, I could take a shower up there and I could do my laundry." I was like, "It's not like I don't have a shower at my house. It's not like I don't have a washing machine and dryer at my house." You know what I'm saying? So he said he felt like he was going to be an imposition on that. So if you happen to see him up at the Denver yard, no, I did not. I would never abandon anybody at anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So he decided to stay up there because I was like, "Man, we can go out, take you out, have you a good dinner. We can relax, get ready to finish up these miles and everything and go from there." But I guess he feels more comfortable in the truck. I don't know. So anyway, that is kind of what's going on right now. We're going to be headed back out on Monday. So we delivered a load Friday. Supposed to deliver it at 1400, but we got there at about 10 a.m. and had the load delivered by 12. Went and dropped him and my truck off at the yard, and we'll be headed back out on Monday. anybody that's watched any of my videos, you know I just can't go straight from the house to going and picking up a load. So I'm going to head back out to the Denver yard on Sunday about noon. Be able to get some backing practice in with him up there. He feels like that's the only thing that he needs to do to feel comfortable going on his own. I was telling him that my previous student had just upgraded and he was on his first load, and he was a little bit nervous, and he's like, well, why is he nervous? I was like, you're gonna be nervous too. You know what I'm saying? If you aren't nervous, there's something wrong, especially on that first load. Being nervous is what makes, that heightened sense of awareness is what ensures that everything is gonna go right on that first load. So my previous student got very simple load, picking up off the yard, going out to Carson, California. It's that General Mills load, dropping hook, and then he's being gangster about it. He just upgraded, dropping off his first load, and then gonna take 5 days off. So he's gonna learn what it feels like to come out of that hole. You know what I'm talking about? So ain't nothing wrong with being in the hole, but he is gonna learn what it's like coming out of the hole. So other than that, that's kind of what's going on. Me and Juwan had an experience on one of our loads, and we're gonna probably talk about that when I get back out to the truck, because I think that we had what some people refer to as a teachable moment for not only student but trainee in that situation. So we're going to kind of talk about that when I get back out to the truck. But this is a much needed break. I really haven't been out that long. I came out of the house on the 2nd of September, so we're about 2 weeks in on that. But I think what he wants to do is, once we get the miles in, he possibly may want to get routed to home time and then make his way back up to the terminal after they call him in to upgrade, which I'm fine with that. I told him I'd be willing to have him stay on the truck if he wanted to tune things up a little bit, but we'll kind of see what his thoughts are as things go forward. Really haven't had a chance to do a whole lot of backing with him yet, because, man, we were out on that. I'm trying to think. We dropped the first load that we were on in the Fontana yard. For those of you guys that know, that's experience level like 8, no matter what you're, no matter what, when you're dealing with that Fontana yard. Trying to think where we picked up. We possibly missed an opportunity when I picked up our next load in California, but when we delivered in New Hampshire, that was level 10 backing right there. I mean, it was almost, I would say it's impossible with the truck that I have. I told one of the guys at Capstone that was there, I was like, hey man, something's got to happen. Either this truck next to me needs to pull out, or that trailer needs to get moved, because there's no way I can get in right now. It was one of those docks that was like right up against the building, so you really didn't have enough, you didn't really have any room to kind of go out that far. And then if you kind of went up and tried to turn it into kind of a 45, the trailer was in the way. And you said, well, there was another truck that just got in there, and that truck was a Freightliner. So those 10 inches in difference, I could see a Freightliner possibly being able to get in there. But one thing he didn't tell me that the other girl said was, yeah, he didn't say that it took that other driver an hour to get into that spot either. So luckily, the truck that was in the spot to my right pulled out, which made it a lot simpler. But it was still a difficult back no matter what. The next place we picked up, again, just a lot of extremely hard backs. Even when we came out to Denver, which technically wouldn't have been a hard back. It was going to be off the street into a dock, but I'm never one to be talking about Swift drivers or anything like that, but a Swift truck parked right on the street, right in front of all the docks. So when was backing in, they cut about 9 feet of the room that I had in front of me to back in. I just didn't think that that was going to be a good place for him to back in with cars coming up and down the street. So we're going to spend some time on that. If for some reason we don't have the opportunity to get the backing in before it's time for him to get off the truck, I will have my fleet manager slow me down to more of a super solo type of a situation, and then kind of work on that back end, because I will not put him out there without at least having a decent idea of how to back. That's just criminal. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on with that. Probably just gonna finish relaxing for the rest of the day. Maybe go up to Walmart and get a few things, but truck's pretty well stocked, things like that. So really not much to do today but relax. Anyway, that's about all I had to say about that. No, I did not abandon my student up at the Denver yard. For anybody that may be seeing him sitting out there for a day and a half or 2 days or whatever that's going to work out to be, that was by his choice alone. Anyway, enough about that. I'd like to thank you for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.